Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Let me share my screen. So today we're going to talk about working with REST APIs using JavaScript. So, REST API is a modern way to exchange data between applications. And usually in our software, you can create a REST view, or you can do it in your PHP or C# code. And today I'm going to show you how you can build an application that basically does not contain any server-side code. So everything is going to be HTML and JavaScript. I'm going to be using calendar, so something similar that you can see in our calendar template. It is based on, this is what we're trying to build today, and you can see that it doesn't even use PHP or C# code. It's just an HTML file that loads calendar. Let me show you where it's coming from. So this is what we use to full calendar is what we used in our calendar template. And I will just show you what, so that's the idea, right? So it's a pretty customizable calendar control, and this is what we will be using. So the data will be coming from the database. And how do you retrieve data from the database? If you only have JavaScript, correct, that's the idea. You can use REST API to retrieve data. So for the purpose of simplicity, the REST API is also part of this project, but it could have been a different project just built specifically to provide data via REST API. I just wanted to keep everything in the same project, so to make things easier. So let me show you. I have included a single table. The table is coming from a calendar template, and it contains a bunch of fields, but we just including some of them. So these are fields that are really required to display something in the form of a calendar. Date field, subject, event, start time, end time, and for multi-day events, it's end date. So just a few events. And you can see the actual data in the table right here. You can modify it. And you can see it here as well. So let me show you how this all works. So you can see that this is just an HTML file. So I have edited to the style editor on the custom files. So there are two, you can see two files here. One of them is HTML file with our custom code. And another one is a full calendar file. So we just downloaded it from their website and included it as a part of the project. And in our HTML file, we just included here. We also, since, so theoretically speaking, we could have used just plain HTML and JavaScript. I just wanted to do something that looks a little bit better, so I have included some of PHPRunner files as well. So we can use some of this functionality like display pop-up. So that's the idea. So if I click on an event here, and it loads the edit page of this calendar table. So it just looks slightly better than I didn't want to create this kind of page manually using my own HTML. So it's just a little bit easier. Yeah. Anyway, the point is I wanted to use some of PHPRunner functionality like runner display. This is why I have included some of the necessary JavaScript files that are part of PHPRunner. So like runner all and load first and English constant. So that's what you need to include and plus this in order to use functionality like display pop-up. Okay, let's dig into this. So here's the structure of HTML. So basically, HTML code is very simple here. We just need a div with ID calendar right here. And there is nothing else on this page. So what happens when the page gets loaded? We add in event listener once the whole DOM content is loaded. So this is what we do. So this is our function. That first of all, we perform a request to our REST API. Okay, let me. So first of all, this is coming from the same project. On the MISC page, I have enabled REST API right here. And if we go to the web browser and perform the same request manually, right? We can see that it returns our four records in the database as in a JSON format, right? So that's what our REST API does. So if you take a look at the documentation, it is right here. So this is how you perform a request. So this is what we do. Okay, so we are getting this data in a JSON format. What's next? The next step is style editor screen. Okay. We execute this REST API request using the get function of jQuery, performs a get request. Okay. When it's done, we go through data array right here, because this is what we have. You can see it says data, and these are our fields. ID at the same, like for simplicity, we use just the same names of variables as we use in a database. So, and that's an array, and we create an array element. And if we want to ID, title, start, and end. These are array variables that are specific to what full calendar requires. So title is what they display on the title screen. So subject, right now we just display subject field, but if we want to change it in some ways, we can do that as well. So we can display something else in the title. For instance, we can do I just want to show you, like, if you ever want to perform some sort of a custom integration for this calendar template. So that could be something that your starting point. So that's how we do it. I'm going back here and I reload it. And now it says event. And then there is a name of the event, right? Coming from a subject field from the database. So yeah, I just want to show you like how these things are connected. That's how we get in our data. Then we go through that data array, and for each element in data array, we create a new array element in the form that full calendar requires, right here. And we add all of them to two-dimensional events array. We can set up a breakpoint and see what happens, how these events are getting populated.